7 points, Kilkenny, so we have to work on that for the year. But it's early days. We're only back since the 7th of January, so teams at this stage are a good 2 months up on ahead of us at this stage, All
right, we'll cohort agus lots of Joes too. Leach na himmer Alliance TG Cahar and so Tranona. Ein Chul agus Ein Chulin.
Tipperary 122.
I think both teams served up a really good game. I thought it was a really end-to-end contest. We had good periods, and Galway came right back at us twice, or more even. I was really happy with the effort from our fellas, and I suppose that's as much as I can look for. And it's just satisfying to take something away.
Look, I think Tip probably had the better exchanges of the opening period, and in fairness, the lads worked really hard to get back into the game. We got a goal before half time and brought us back into it. And look, we pushed on again in the second half, but I thought it was an evenly contested game, and probably said a draw, a fair result.
Well, the crowd that went to Pearse Stadium this afternoon were certainly well rewarded by that match. And this, Henry Shefflin, is what people like to see. As the weather starts to get a bit better, as it did this weekend anyway, yes. The hurling begins to speed up. You were even playing yourself today. Yeah. And this is what it's all about.
Yeah, no, I think, we've had a couple of great games of hurling over the weekend. And, the first night I sat with you here was still wet and, still very wintry conditions. But, there was 341 scored in that game today. Yeah. And there was plenty of goal mount action, great defensive play. And it was just a top quality hurling game,
Yeah.
To be honest, as Micheál Donoghue said there, Tipperary started very, very well. After 28 minutes, they were by far and away the best team. They were 1-9 to 5 points ahead. And it looked like it was the same old Galway, to be honest, until they got that goal from Joe, a magical goal. And after that, Galway were probably the better team. But in the end, the drama at the end alone, that last couple of minutes was absolutely special. So, overall, brilliant day. For anyone in the attendance up there, must have been very, very happy with their day's work.
No, there's no doubt. It's obviously Marty Morrissey enjoyed it for a start. On this programme, we've said this so many times over the seasons, that what we're all looking for, as well as good hurling or good football, is what new talent is emerging. And you see plenty of it in Tipperary at the moment.
Yeah, with Tipperary, sharp, Seamus Callahan, Jason Ford, Bonner Marr, Bubbles Dwyer. They'll have Conor O'Mahony, he's retired, Shane McGrath, James Woodlock, and Lar Corbett, obviously. But they need new players to step up. And Carl Barrett is probably one of the top cornerbacks in the country at the moment. And here he is busting out with the ball from cornerback over the bar in the second half when they needed a score. And this is what, Michael Ryan is looking for. Ronan Marr started today centre-back, and, his physicality, he's come on, and he's used to the ball. He caught 3 or 4 brilliant balls, and here we see him using the ball, and Darragh Quinn got a great score after coming on as well. And Barry Heffern on the other wing played well as well. And Michael Rena was very impressive. And just see, this is youth and burst of enthusiasm and just the strength of him to go past his man. And that's what Tip need. They need that drive forward, because we know they have plenty of skill, but they need a bit of physicality. And John McGrath, Noel McGrath's brother as well, was very good today. Got 6 scores, 1 point from play. And this is, again, when they needed a point, he was the player that stood up. So I think from that point of view, with those players gone, you're looking for new players. And that's, as you said, what the league is all about, is to find those players. And in difficult conditions, when the pressure is on, you want to see him performing, and those players definitely stood up to the mark today.
On the other side of the fence, Henry, there was a young fella playing for Galway today. He looks like a bit of a prospect.
Yeah, it's not going to be the first time we've highlighted him, and it won't be the last time. Joe Canning was absolutely, he was worth the admission fee alone, to be honest. And, as I said, Tipperary started very well, but this is Joe's first action of the ball. But look at the way he was very direct, and he said, we need a score here. And even here, he just told Conor Manning, get out of the way, I'm taking this ball. He goes past 3 Tipperary defenders, leaves them in the wake. Unlucky, good save by Darren Gleeson. But the next ball he got, and I said, this is when a point was no good to Galway at this stage. He needed a goal to lift the rest of the team, and just everything about it was just. And this point, look, touch into the hand, and Marty got very excited looking at this, but he was right too, because balance, skill, strength, power, and just finish, and just for any young fellow watching. And as I said, we're so well used to seeing this, but look, in the last minute to score what he thought was the winning point, that was 80 yards. And as I said, I think Galway people and general public sometimes come down hard on Joe when things don't go well for Galway. But I think, to be fair, he stood up today. When they needed him most, he stood up. And to be honest, what happened was that when he stood up, the other players seemed to just lifted their confidence as well. I think that's what Joe brings to the game. And it just, as I said, some of his scores today was, was worth looking back at him alone.
Well, I'll tell you, that's high praise coming from Henry Shefflin. All right. Now, It's been all guns blazing for Waterford so far in 2016. 3 wins out of 3 going into this afternoon's game against Dublin at Walsh Park.